Please start.
Eco-criticism is the study of relationship between literature and the physical environment. Eco-criticism was initially used by William Rutledge in his 1978 critical prose work, Literature and Ecology, an experiment in criticism, eco-criticism. Uh, Glotfelty makes a difference between eco and environment. Environment, these words, enviro sees people as the most important thing in the world with everything else going around us. But eco suggests that everything in the world is connected and we are not separate from separate from it. It's like saying we all are part of one big interwoven system. Eco-criticism, pioneered by Shrel Glotfelty in the USA, it gained prominence after the 1988 Western Literature Association Conference and replaced the term green writing. What do the eco-critics do? Peter Bailey, in his work Beginning Theory, gives us an understanding of literary theories with a particular focus on eco-criticism. Eco-critics do they read or reread the major as well as other work of literature with a few finder to trace the natural representation in the writing, praise the authors, poets, and intellectuals who put nature on higher pedestal than other themes, give importance to the writing with an ecocentric perspective, such as memoirs, essays about places, intellectual writing containing visual landscape in text, etc. Not conform to the traditional notions of literary theory that suggest linguistic or social build and thus working through the class lens of world beyond ourselves. So eco-critics reread the literature with the perspective of how writer explain the nature in their work. According to Peter Berry, the eco-centric reading, by contrast, focuses outside on the house and its environs rather than the inside on the owner and his psychology. Anthropocene versus Biocene. In the Anthropocene era, humans tend to place themselves at the top. So these are a hierarchical chart in which Anthropocene humans believe that we are at the top level and other creatures are under us. The humans seeing themselves as superior to all other life forms on the earth. They often think of themselves as the only artistic being and believe they are better than everything else. However, eco-criticism challenges this human-centric view by highlighting the importance of every aspect of the environment. So, in biology, the problem with humans is their tendency to be human-centric instead of biocentric. They want to control, manipulate, and exploit everything in nature. Human-centric views often lead to either overly romanticizing or dominating the earth. On the other hand, a biocentric perspective shifts the focus away from humans and explores the intricate relationship between humans and the non human world. Eco-criticism in Indian English literature. So there are so many Indian English writers who mainly focus on the theme of eco-criticism in their work. Anita Desai's Fire on the Mountain is a prime example of eco-critical content. It addresses the problem of animal killing, overpopulation, and the moral decline of humanity. All of which pose a threat to the environment symbolized by frequent forest fires. Kamla Markande's Nectar in CV illustrates how the consequences of industrialization disrupt the harmonious life of a labor. In Arundhati Roy's The God of Small Things portrays the exploitation of nature for progress and modernization as a central theme in the novel. And last one, Amitav Ghosh, The Hungry Tide, delivers a powerful eco-critical message by highlighting the complex relationship between people and the environment. in Gujarati literature, there is a work by Dhruv Bhatt Akupar, which also mainly deals in the theme of friendship between human and nature, how they live with animals. So this work mainly deals with the theme of eco-criticism approach. Eco-criticism in Indian cinema. So India is mostly known for its biodiversity, like Himalayan mountain to southern Kanyakumari. We have different environment, and these are some movies which deals with the eco-criticism. Neela Madhav Panda, Padma Shri award-winning director, addresses environmental and ecological issues in his film. There are two notable films by him. कौन कितने पानी में, which is released in 2015, which satirical tackles water secretary in India, and Kadvi Hawa, which is released in 2017, which encourages viewer to think about their impact on the environment. And there is Uttarakhand in North India because of climate change and corporate encroachment. There are so many issues in Uttarakhand. So this film Kedarnath, which is released in 2013, which talk about the Uttarakhand, India, particularly affecting the town Kedarnath. Natural calamity was in really a result of human-induced global warming, and South Indian film, Tamil film Kadan is a film about protecting nature, elephants, specifically from overdevelopment. And this movie is directed by Prabhu Solomon. So Narmada Bachao Andolan, in countries that have gained independence from colonial rule, indigenous people still face problems that are like colonialism from within. These indigenous communities are often pushed aside and allow their land to mining and development. This is not only affect their life but also harms the environment, similar to the what happened during external colonialism. So in colonialism, people are affected by colonized Britisher, but after the independence, people are affected by the corporate encroachment and the people who are in power positions. So this example is from the this perspective. Narmada Bachao Andolan, which is Andolan in Gujarat. Narmada River Conservation Movement, the construction of large dams along the Narmada River by the Indian government and multinational corporations has led to the displacement of indigenous communities and irreversible environmental damage. There is one Gujarati work by Dhruv Bhatt, Tatvamasi, which also talks about Rewa, Narmada, but novel doesn't talks about the sand mining and this issue of Narmada River. So we can observe that writer is silent about some issues which are happened in Gujarat, Narmada. So conclusion towards a sustainable future. Eco-criticism is a broad, interdisciplinary approach that draws from various academic theories with emerging theories like post-colonial eco-criticism and ecofeminism. What sets it apart, it is Earth-centered perspective, seeing the planet as a complete ecosystem rather than just a social space. Unlike self-centered views, eco-criticism promotes eco-consciousness, offering a deeper understanding of our role in the natural world and how we should responsibly coexist with it. So, in order to ensure a sustainable future, it is imperative that we collectively embrace eco consciousness and actively collaborate to address the pressing environment challenges we face. Our efforts today will shape the well being of our planet and the prospects for future generations. So this how we spread awareness about ecological issue, environmental issue, and we try to save our planet Earth. These are the references. Now I'm open for question answer session.
Insia, how does eco-criticism make people more eco-conscious today?
So eco-criticism is mainly deals with the relationship between nature and human. So if we spreading awareness about this issue, then we can make save our planet Earth, and through the eco consciousness, we save the nature and other natural life, and we save our planet Earth also.
So, Insia, my question is that are the portrayal of this ecological concern referred in the movies and literary works marginalized within the landscape of Indian like work and cinema, literature? So, what are the possible solutions towards it? Because in movies, like in the commerce, also this ecological concern are marginalized, where the other story is being much developed. Same is happening in other literary forms as well. So, what are the like key factors and possible solution towards this eco-criticism?
Okay, nice question. So, if we trying to spread awareness about this issue and educated the new generation, then we find a solution about it, and this issue is we need to highlight this issue more. So that for with helping highlighting this issue, we find that. Writers and literature movie makers who directors of movies, so they highlight this issue in their work. It's happened after we spread awareness about this issue. Thank you.